I mean, that's the statistical average. So really important that you understand and know your niche, right? Almost more important than you developing your product is you developing your niche. Because your product will be more customized to what that niche needs, right?
Yep.
And but you customize, but you know on what niche you want to go after. That's everything. So, with that question, what would you make your niche?
Insurance agents with a staff of 2 to 6.
Okay. So now that we go back in here and we say insurance agents, 2 to 6, right?
Right.
Okay. How many of those do you think there are actually in the greater Indianapolis area?
Probably 20,000.
Are there?
10,000. If there's 66,000 businesses, it's going to be like 10,000 or 8,000.
Insurance agents? You think that 1/6 of the businesses in the greater Indianapolis
All right,
metro?
let's go with 2,000.
Yeah, okay, 2,000. I'll go with 2,000.
I bet you it's even less than that, but let's go 2,000 just to hold your math on it, okay?
Yep.
All right, so here's the Rainmaker model. Here's what we do to build this at the Rainmaker model. What we do is we go find 20 people that have 3 criteria, okay?
Okay.
They're best of breed, they're top of mind, and they're on target. Okay? There's no either. Okay, so best of breed means that they're in the insurance agent space between 2 to 6. You're looking for vendors that are best of breed on that target. So other people that sell to that target market. So it could be like, I'm looking for an email marketing firm that wants to specialize in, they have a solution that's really good for the 2 to 6 agent person, right? Mm-hmm. I'm looking for a CRM tool that could be best for the 2 to 6 agent, a la Address2 or Nick Carter, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, how many of these guys actually have a real good CRM tool, right? I'm looking for a tech admin that wants to really, a network admin company that really wants to go after this space because it's figured out that, they like the break fix or the fixed hourly rate. But I'm looking for marketing firms that want to do coaching in there, or blah, blah, or maybe they got a PR solution. But I'm looking for everything I'm looking strategically is creating more value for guess who? Insurance agents from 2 to 6.
Yep.
Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed that network with my events. And the goal for Rainmaker should be to really add 60 new contacts a month to their database. Okay? If you're a chair, that's really just one event. If you're not a chair, that's really just going to what, 5 events a month to add 60 new contacts?
I get 100 a month.
You get 100. Well, you're going to more than that, right?
10, 12.
You're going to 10. So let's say it's 7 events a month to get 60 new contacts.
Okay.
Now 20 of those contacts are what I would call fluff. Meaning they're really not doing you, they're not going to do you any good.
Mm-hmm.
And you really can't provide them any value. Now, that doesn't mean anything derogatory about them. It's just not a business relationship or anything they could do. It's like, if you were an intern like 2 years ago and I didn't have a space for an intern, I might try to help you, initially, but I'm not going to spend a whole hell of a time trying to connect with you because there's no value we can provide each other immediately, right? I might say, here's some resources you check out, blah, blah, blah. But so now because you were looking for a gig and we had something that's opening, it made more sense business-wise for us to talk, so you weren't fluff. So you can't, at one point you can be fluff and another point you're not fluff. So you always acquire the contact and you create a strategy to stay in touch with them.
Because you never know when they might, like in that case, you never know when they might switch over.
Yeah, you never know when the relationship could change. The other thing, so that's why drip marketing is so important, that you got to have a database marketing strategy to stay in contact. LinkedIn, Plaxo, contact. So then I would, what I did is I'd take, by the way, Jackie, this is how we did $250,000 year one in our coaching consulting business. Okay, prospect, coach, influencers. This is the exact strategy we used. Okay, so the first thing I did is I looked for suspects. I said, who's good for my network? So when I'm going out networking, I would actually look for people that I thought were good for Chris, or people that I thought were good for you. I wouldn't even look. I wanted to be the bridge as much as possible. I was like, who can I pass the ball to? Point guard always gets the ball, always get their shots because they're always getting the ball. Then I would look for prospects number 2, prospects that I thought were good for me. That meant they had pain, they had budget, and I felt like I could help them almost immediately. Okay. The third kind of person I'd look for was an influencer, and this is where people always fall down. An influencer can be the most powerful person you ever put in your network. It's like, I remember when Amy, what's her name? God, I can't remember. There was the girl who was a membership development director for the downtown club. What was it called? The Indianapolis Athletic Club. Remember them? Mm-hmm. And then she went over and became the director, membership development director for the Columbia Club. She was the most powerful influencer going. I mean, think about all these people that were coming through her,
Yeah,
and I mean, Nikki, one of the most powerful influencers. I don't know why she ever eats lunch for free, because here you got a chance to influence somebody who has influence on a huge data set that meets your criteria. This can be your most powerful relationship, right? And they're never going to buy a product or service from you. So here's the action I did, and what we did strategically to grow the business is I would make 40 bridges a month. And those would look like this. I would say, okay, I've got a suspect. I think Chris needs a painter, so I'm gonna bridge you, Chris, to Ken Harrell, and I'd say, hey, why don't you guys get together, see if you can help each other. That's an intro, right? I don't know if they're going to be good for each other, but I want them to be aware of each other, and I'm going to try to make that be a catalyst for that to happen, right? The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a referral. So if someone says, hey, I need somebody to put a new sink in my house or do some small home improvement, I'm going to say, hey, Chris Reed, Creed Improvements, here's who I spend my money with. I vote with my dollars with him. Why don't you could too, right? Mm-hmm. And that's a referral. Now that's not real. That's not me going, he's the best ever. This is like, hey, I vote with my dollars, and I think you should too. But there is that. I'm not doing a business analysis for that person. So there's two differences between us, other networking groups, and us. Is the value of the intro, okay? Because we know strategically what you're trying to do with your business. We're going to make an intro for you, and not necessarily always going to be a referral. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. The other side of it is a recommendation. So a recommendation could be, hey, you know what, Bill, I've watched your business and I've seen you struggle with your 2 agents or your staff of 2 as an insurance company, and I see you come in and I see you go out, and I see you get involved in networking, and then you get busy, and then your pipeline dies, and then you come back and get involved in networking. You really need somebody to hold you accountable, and there's a business coach that focuses on nothing but insurance agents, and they've taken guys like you from up 30 to 75% in the business increase, and you really need to sit down and talk to Jack. I mean, don't go past go and collect $200 until you talk Jack Klingmeyer. And that is me almost intervening and making a recommendation as a business consultant for that person. Now, that doesn't make what I did for Chris any lighter, does it? But it's a different type of proactive thing. And so the 2 ways that Rainmakers act that are differently than other networking groups that are leads, that are just exchanging leads to make referrals, is that we make recommendations and we make introductions. One is rolling the dice to see if those 2 people can make a strategic relationship that would help them. And the other is making recommendations, okay?